Hi, everyone. This is Raymond Camden, and I am here again to talk to you about Firefly services, APIs, and how to create images based on your text prompts. Now, in my last video, I showed how you can specify the photo class and the image style to greatly impact how Firefly returns the image that you're going to generate. Well, today I'm going to look at another way of doing it, and that is with a reference image. Now, if you use the Firefly website, under Styles, you can see there's a place to upload a reference image. And what this will do is it will give Firefly an idea of how the end result should look in terms of the visual styles. Now, this is not the same as a structure reference. I'm going to cover that soon in a video, but more of a, colors and how it was drawn, etc. It's more like that. So let's look at an example of how you would do that with the APIs. Now, first up, you will need to actually give Firefly the image that you want to use for a reference. And for that, we're going to use the upload API. It is incredibly simple. You essentially send your file to Firefly, and what you're going to get back will be a ID that we're going to use later. Let's look at the code. Now, I'm going to skip over the authentication aspects because I've already shown that. I have a utility method to download the results. Again, y'all have seen that. If not, look at my previous videos. But let's focus on how to do the upload. For that, I built a method that takes a path along with my credential information. And all it does is hit that upload API and just pass the actual image. Like that's all it needs to do. The Python code reads in the file, passes it as data in the request. And then for my response, because I know all I really need is that ID value, I'm going to return just that. Now I have a method that's wrapping the text to image call, and it's going to take a optional reference. So you see here, I begin with a prompt that's going to be required. And if you pass in a reference, it's going to add it into the styles key, reference image, and use the ID value in the ID key. It will then hit that generate endpoint and return my result. So the code that's actually going to run, I'm going to get my access token. I'm going to upload my source image. I have my prompt, a cat sleeping in a sunbeam. And what we're going to do is run two tests. We're going to run it without the reference. You see, I'm just passing an empty string there. I'm going to get that result and save it as without.jpg. And then I'm going to call it again and then pass that ID value to tell Firefly to use it as a reference and save that as with. Now, our source image or our reference image is this purple fire. I'll make that a little bit bigger for y'all. So you can see it's a very dramatic picture. It has a very clear visual style. But let's go ahead and run our script and see what happens. So again, it's going to get my token with my credentials. It's going to upload the reference image. It's going to make a image based on the prompt without the reference. You can see that part's already done. And then it's going to do it again with it. So again, you see on screen now, that's our reference image. If we don't use it, we get this very lovely picture. It looks great. But when we reference that purple fire, we get something dramatically different and very close, or very much in the style of that reference. And you saw it was really just, let's get back up there, a very, very minor tweak to the API. So again, this is another way that the API lets you have more control over those end results and gives you just a greater flexibility in what you're generating. Thank you.